everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of Preparing to Podcast. People said it couldn't be done. People said we shouldn't do it. And we didn't. Listen to them.
Yeah. For weeks they've been saying, just stop.
Just stop. Just stop. You took 2 weeks off. You should have extended that to the entire year.
Yeah.
And we say nay because we know too many funny people. This is a podcast where two very funny Canadian comedians bring in our very funny Canadian comedian and Canadian entertainment friends to talk about stuff and be funny, and now more than ever eat ribs.
Yes, and to help us prepare for not only this podcast but for other projects that we're endeavoring to create.
Yeah, I don't know if we've really let our guests know that they are in the tester section of the podcast.
I think this week we're starting to reveal to our guests that we're actually also fishing for content off of them and trying to leech ideas from their brain.
Leech is the appropriate term for what we're doing.
Yeah, because we're here at Studio Chuck. And we are preparing to podcast, but we also, the ribs, we believe are going to become their own thing now.
We didn't understand how big the ribs were going to be, so we're spinning that off.
We have our first spin-off, a la the Jeffersons, right? We are going to be...
Wheezy.
You're Wheezy. Dibs on Wheezy?
Dibs on Wheezy.
Dibs on Wheezy. I guess I'd be Tom, the large white neighbor.
Yeah, you look like a honky.
Oh, man. No one has ever called me a honky.
Oh, really? I will call you a honky.
No, yeah, but you calling me a honky doesn't have the same feel.
Plus, I usually am squeezing your tit when I do it.
I do. It's one of the things when I put on this shirt, it was because of just where the crease is. I am a little bit of at least a B. I figure at least a B right here.
I mean, as my dad says, more than a handful is too much.
Is your dad also a homosexual? Because give me some jugs, man.
I guess he just likes...
Hey, sit up and beg for buttermilk, kind of.
He was just trying to make one of my sisters feel better about her.
Oh, okay.
Her tiny rack.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, just backhanded.
And really is the only context in which it's appropriate for a dad to start discussing boob size with his daughter, if it's like a reassuring talk.
Sure.
As opposed to would it kill you to crank them up? Maybe lose a button? You know what I'm saying?
Or a tighter shirt?
Tighter shirt? We're trying to get out of grade 7 here. Huh?
Well, my dad is just there to tell you that they're fine at any size, and it doesn't matter that the left one seems to be looking off into the corner somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Women are really sensitive about their misshapen breasts.
Oh.
Hey?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun seeing what their triggers are.
It is. Well, it's not just a trigger. Also keep in mind, it's a pivot point. It's something you can use against her to make her do things that she doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
Right? It's important to remember that.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. It's fun to grow on.
It's one to grow on.
Grow just a little bit more than the other one.
Look, if you have twins, one of your kids is going to be hungrier than the other. That's all I'm saying. I don't understand the mechanics of your breasts.
What's interesting is I don't know if in the wild, as it were, in my pursuits of heterosexuality, if I've actually encountered that many women who have a noticeable different size in their breasts.
Would you point it out? It feels like a rude thing if you're trying to get in there and to be like, oh, and by the way.
I don't think I could point it out unless it was something that, like, had to be pointed. Like, you couldn't not point it out. Like, if you've got one boob and then the second boob is like the size of your head, that would be something that you'd kind of have to. It's like at a comedy show where something happens at the comedy show. And you don't have to mention it unless the entire audience is aware of the thing that happened at the con. And then if you don't mention it, it seems odd. Right?
So you want to mention the elephant in the room, and the elephant in this case is her left breast.
Yeah, okay. which looks like an elephant's trunk compared to the other lovely breast.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Everyone loves boobs. Right?
I just saw the comment coming in. You guys are fucking boobs.
All right. Everyone loves boobs. That's a compliment.
That is a compliment. That's true.
A wise friend of mine once said, everyone loves boobs. They're the first thing you put in your mouth.
Well, it's true.
Right?
Well, if you're playing your cards right. First thing.
You have a mom who loves you.
Oh, I see. Like the very first thing. I was thinking in terms of a petting session.
Oh, no. I'm thinking purely functional and food.
Oh, okay. You're thinking like as a human being, the first thing you put in your mouth is a boob. That's true.
Yeah, once you disconnect from that
I would
matrixy feeding,
maybe a nurse's finger probably gets in there first, just to scoop out any mucus or anything.
Yeah.
And then pretty quick to the breast.
That's not you putting something in your mouth. That's someone putting something in your mouth.
No, I think that's just like on your way through the birth canal, you probably opened your mouth and it wasn't time yet. So you got... I remember the nurses like cleared my kid's mouth and sinuses to make sure that they were clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were just floating in goo.
Well, also when my son was born, he had the cord wrapped around his neck. So for the first 30 seconds, he was on the other side.
Drama queen.
Well, what was really weird is they
the world is like, you just got here. You just got here.
They took him away to this table and they're working on him, rubbing him, getting him to get going on his breathing and whatnot. Yeah. But what they didn't do is turn around to say what was going on. So my wife and I are sitting there like, you gonna let us know what's up with the baby? Because your ability to worry is exploding at that point. Because they just took away this thing you've been waiting on for 9 months.
Give us 5 minutes. We'll let you know how the baby is. Just give us a little time. Let's dry it off.
Yeah.
Dry it off.
I am definitely looking for a spoiler alert here.
Speaking of dry.
Yes.
We have 2 styles of ribs this week.
Yes, we've broken it up into rack 1 and rack 2.
Yeah. Rack 1 is dry. Rack 2, saucy. Saucy.
Meow. It's my little kitten. Saucy kitten.
Okay, well, not everything is going to work. Not everything is a hit.
I love my kitten noise.
Saucy kitten, though? Is that?
Yeah. Kitten covered in sauce. Yeah. Sloppy pussy, yo. See? I'm getting further away from your target area, aren't I? This is good. I've found the things that shut you down. Sloppy pussy.
It's fine.
It's a big old dirty vagina. Hey, it's like your kryptonite.
It's not kryptonite. I just don't like to look directly at them. It's more like the sun.
Directly at them.
The sun.
It's like one of them creepy pictures of Jesus that follow you around the room.
They do. They really do. You're interested in the bottom half. I understand that women have like brains and personalities, and that's what I interact with.
Yeah, and
plus boobs. I love boobs. We've already established. Everyone loves boobs.
And I'm not arguing the fact that women have brains. I'm not arguing against that. Nice try.
Not your favorite.
Nice try with the setup.
Not your favorite body part on a woman.
It's not the one I have the least amount of access to, right? A woman's happy to share her opinions with me. That's no problem. She'll happily share her brain with me all afternoon. Oh, tell me more about your childhood, Darlene. She'll tell me all about that, and all the bitches at work. I'll hear all about that. But
the worst.
The area where I am looking for access to is not as accessible. Mm-hmm. So that's where you put in the work. Mm-hmm. Right? But you're only looking for tell me more about Darlene.
Yeah, I stop at like cleavage.
Cleavage.
That's where I stop.
Yeah. From the dicky up.
It's confusing.
Well, from where the bottom of the dicky is, from the dicky up. You know what a dicky is?
I know one definition of dicky.
It's one of those. It's a shirt that isn't a shirt. It's like a fake shirt that you wear under a sweater. Is a dicky. So it's like it stops at like your sternum.
Yeah,
and so if you put a V-neck on.
1956, the last time a woman wore a dicky.
Oh, I think if you did some field research, you'd find out that there are a lot of women wearing fake outfits.
All right.
Dickies and whatnot.
I'm going to defer to you on this one. Chuck Bird.
The mock turtleneck, that's a whole industry based upon faking it. The fleshlight.
It's the eyes. It's the fleshlight you can get where there's an eye. So if you really want to
so it looks at you?
Eye? Yeah. Well, I mean, not. I guess you're looking at it as well. It's one eye.
But one eye.
Yeah.
Seems weird.
Yeah.
I would think you'd want 2 eyes on that.
I'm not questioning the shape of your penis, but I'm questioning the shape of your penis right now.
So hang on, just when I hear
Yes.
the term fleshlight,
Yes.
I'm not as up on the sex toys as I once was. I always thought of the fleshlight as a singular device. There's different models of
There's different
fleshlight.
models. You can get there's celebrity fleshlights, so you can have it in the shape of your favorite, I guess porn celebrities bits. There's vaginas, there's mouths, there's anuses, and there's eyes. And then I won one that has like vampire teeth in it. It was a Halloween thing. It's untouched if you would like it.
So that's more of like it's like a
novelty.
fleshlight Chinese finger trap type of deal.
I think it's if you want to like laugh while you're having sex with the inanimate objects.
Laugh.
Well,
Vampire teeth?
Because you're like.
I think you're
hilarious.
confusing the word laugh with the word bleed.
It's just fun for the whole family.
Yeah. I don't
think they're going to be a sponsor.
No. Okay, well, we have good guests.
We have great guests.
We have great guests.
We got some great guests this week. 2 stalwarts of the Canadian comedy scene.
Stalwart.
Stalwarts.
Oh.
Yeah. George Westerholm.
Who's George Westerholm is, I would equate it, he's kind of like the Forrest Gump of Canadian show business, right?
Which is not as insulting as it sounds.
No, in that George has been there for many of the key moments in Canadian comedy history. And as you mentioned this, he just seems to always be there.
He's always be there. Yeah. Anytime I'm at a festival, you're like, oh, there's George. Every single picture I've taken in a comedy club, you can see George in it. Every single picture I've taken. There he is.
Yeah.
Like a little ghost.
Maybe he's following you around.
Maybe I'm being haunted by George.
By George.
And Kevin MacDonald.
And Kevin MacDonald's going to be with him.
Not in any of my pictures, but that's by his choice.
Host of the Harut Hoot Comedy Night right here in Toronto.
Oh,
a monthly
Dan
comedy
Holt.
show that has been going on for, I don't know how many years. How many years? Hold up some fingers.
I think it's been going
Hold up some
on
fingers.
for
Kevin's off camera.
Maybe 10,
14
years.
years.
It feels like 14 years.
14 years, which is...
Flies.
People don't understand the importance of an open mic. Well, it's not an open mic. It's a booked comedy show. But the importance of a local comedy show like that for...
Just a long-standing independent comedy show.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique anomaly. It's a wonderful show that happens Monday in an Ethiopian restaurant,
I think
which
it happens on Fridays. I'm going to say Friday.
It does
I feel
happen.
like it happens on Friday.
Did I say something
You
else?
said Monday.
Oh, it happens on
Using the
Fridays.
Ethiopian calendar.
Perhaps that's
I
it.
understand.
Happens on Fridays, but it's like you wouldn't think, where am I going to have a comedy show? Oh, I should have it at an Ethiopian restaurant. But it's a space for people to get together and share a laugh. That's really all you need for a good comedy show. And they know how to do it upright. It helps when the owners of the place are on board. And they're on board. I mean, I've been to comedy clubs where the owners of the place aren't really on board.
No, they seem very annoyed that you're there.
You kind of get the feeling they would much rather be at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. I'm like, didn't you book this? Didn't you ask me to come here? Why are you mad at me?
Wasn't this your dream when you opened it?
Why are you mad, bro?
Yeah.
Why are you mad?
Why are you mad? All right. And, we did get some viewer feedback.
Oh, what did our viewer think?
Well, last week we had Nick Beaton on,
Yes.
as well as Dylan Mendelson, and Nick was Nick is a great hot topic guy.
Yes.
He's a guy who's very much on top of the things that are enraging people, and he had mentioned about Canadian tax rates on selling your business and stuff like that, and that lit up like a Christmas tree. So I will say this, that the mood of the Canadian people is that the taxes be too damn high. So that was our viewer feedback, was that everyone was agreeing with Nick. No one really noticed us, but they very much noticed Nick.
I like that.
And so the guests are getting play.
That's good.
That's good.
That's why we have guests.
And that is exactly.
Because no one is interested in what we have to say, because we don't talk about taxes.
No, but although flashlights, we're right there for you with the flashlights. Yeah.
We're going wireless again. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yes,
Still,
we are going
I do
wireless.
not know.
I've got a pen and a pair of glasses to occupy mine.
We don't know what's happening.
Yes. Well, it's been For the purposes of everybody eating,
Yes.
I think the wireless is definitely the way to go.
And for the purposes of not having to clean barbecue sauce off of handheld mics.
Yes. And I did find that as with people using wireless mics, they had a tendency to let other people speak as they were eating. But that might be more rib-based than wireless mic.
It might be the ribs, not the mics.
You're right.
Do we have a new policy? We do have a new policy. We have a policy we've mentioned in the past, but we haven't actually instituted it.
Exactly. We have a pending policy. And our pending policy is going to be, we will invite guests, but guests will be required to bring something.
Not just themselves.
Not just themselves. It's the idea is that if everybody contributes, then everybody is more invested. And this week, one of our guests, without prompt, brought something.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to when we get into the
No
episode.
spoilers, but it wasn't Kevin.
Who could it have been?
I don't know. You just have to choose.
You just have to watch. Yeah. All right. So let's just get right to it then.
Let's get to our first rack.
Let's find out who brought something. There you go.
There we go. Hi, welcome to the first rack. These are our guests this week. The fabulous and talented George Westerholm.
Hello.
And the fabulous and even easier to pronounce MacDonald.
There's a proper Canadian name.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Welcome to Preparing to Podcast.
Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome to the ribs.
The ribs.
Check
Yes.
it out. Done yourself.
Now, our first rack, we are going no sauce, straight up rib. No sauce, so just straight to the heart of the matter. So feel free, help yourself.
Okay.
We also have our Rib Night branded wet naps.
Yeah.
Feel free to enjoy some of those.
Brought to you
And,
by
Not very concerned about the environment. I suggest we share one of these.
That's what I was going to. Yeah. This one is a prop, and then the only one that has any moisture in it is the very first one. That's like there. As soon as you go for a second one, you're like, oh, this is not doing anything for me. Yeah.
This is what happens when you don't have kids. I have a deep affinity for wet wipes because I had never used a wet wipe previous to having on my own self.
Right.
Previous to having children.
Disgusting.
And then when I did use the wet wipe on myself, I thought, why are we wasting these on children?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let
Children be filthy.
Yeah.
What did you do on family road trips? You didn't go on family road trips.
We went on family road trips.
Did you have fruit? No, we would be allowed fruit as our snack in the car, and then there would be wet ones being passed around. No,
Wow.
just my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, just your family.
So that we could have sad sandwiches on the side of the road.
Cleanest car.
Did you go on road trips in the 1950s?
Yes.
Because we just pulled into like the en route and everybody, got a burger and a coffee and...
Spending money at fast food? My family? No.
He used to, his family would cook the food on the engine, like wrap it in tin foil.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, as they drive?
Yeah, and then it would cook as they drop it.
Baked potatoes driving to Ottawa?
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of not good.
Well, the less.
Although now also kind of tempting. Like to see if you could do it now.
Yeah. True.
Well, people do dishwasher salmon. I don't see why you can't do engine block.
Dishwashers? Oh, you just wrap it up
You just
in
wrap
there.
it
On the heat of the foil.
And then you cook it in the dishwasher because
Turn your dishwasher into
you're
like a...
stupid.
I just...
I'm using the wet oven today.
Everything but the oven.
I think those are people that just don't have enough, things to occupy their time that they're doing dishwasher salmon. Salmon isn't that complicated to cook.
True.
And the amount of research you'd have to put into how to properly dishwasher cook a salmon tells me there's not enough things binding your time during the day.
I'm thinking
It was either that or shop. Those were your options that day. I gotta learn how to cook a salmon in my dishwasher. I can go back to Holt Renfrew for the 4th time this week.
I think you're overestimating the amount of research that people do before they cook a salmon in their dishwasher, and also overestimating the number of salmon cookers who are going to Holt Renfrew. Not cooking them on their own. I feel like we've gotten off to an interesting start.
We have. But it brings us to a point that you mentioned the non-resume thing about George right before we started filming, is that George has slept with everybody in Canada, I believe, right?
Not me, but
Not you.
which is
As a heterosexual man, everyone available to him, he is apparently slept with.
He missed the first 10
And he will humbly deny this, but also I don't think a lot of people, like, even people that know you understand how long you've been in the business that is show.
That's almost a nice way of saying it, isn't it?
That's as close as I'm sensitive to calling
old.
I'm sensitive to calling people old because it's happening to me more and more every single day. And between your teeth are too yellow for the internet comments that we get on the podcast.
They were too yellow. They just said they were yellow.
No. I mean, nobody's even mentioned the fact that they're yellow. They're just saying horrible things about them.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, they're yellow. I drink coffee.
This is why
cigarettes.
Accounts on the internet.
Yeah.
Just to be mean to Chuck.
But where did you start in show business?
67.
In 67. Yeah. Right in after the Magna Carta.
That's my favorite Carta. After that, it all went downhill.
After that are garbage. So when did you start as a stand-up?
Yes. Well, musical comedy.
Musical comedy.
Yeah. Started right in high school.
Wow.
18 years old. Yeah.
Now you have to date yourself because I want the context of the time frame. When would that have been?
Early 80s, I guess 84.
So you were
Earlier than that.
83.
You got in right as like the ocean kind of dropped for the giant wave that was about to happen.
Right. And just as that wave, I got out. Just like, this is getting too big.
Yeah.
So that I got out.
Have you seen the sunshine?
People are offering me money to do what I want to do.
Him and Al were Sunshine Boys, or weren't you? Or a picture of you in a pool?
Yeah.
Well, how old were you then?
It was, I guess, probably early 20s or something. Well, we used to do this kind of song, which was like sort of a piss take on Sun Photographer. That was kind of the thing, Yeah. We just set it up like a kind of like a leering kind of a guy, and it turns out, oh no, he's just a sun photographer. That was the kind of the gag, right? So
you're not a horrible pervert. You're with the newspaper.
Okay. Evil pervert.
Yeah.
I wonder where the perverts are working now, hey? Because the newspapers are shutting down.
That's
the
right.
church ain't hiring no more. I don't know where a guy's supposed to go anymore.
Rip podcast?
Yeah. Here's a Rip broadcast. Hurry it up. We get some meetings going. So, you got out of stand-up to get into more music?
Yeah, more music. Yeah, and because I was part of a team, and that dissolved, and then I just got I kind of got burnt out about the whole thing.
Because I remember when I first started doing stand-up in the 90s, I would be told...
1990s?
Yes, in the latter days of the 20th century, I'd hear legendary stories about that group of people that you were a part of, like those people that were starting when everything was, I don't know if it was more rock and roll in stand-up so much as it was just, there was no system, there was no structure, there was no club scene. It was just kind of a wild, gigs are happening and people are starting to figure out, everything was just starting.
Yeah, and I mean there were the clubs across the country that you would play. But I remember very few people being actually professional.
Generally in Toronto, where did you go? Were sort of the main places you played, when you were in those days?
Yeah, Yucks downtown, and then the Rivoli. We'd play there all the time, and just we did a lot of opening up for bands at the Alma Combo, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Fun.
Yeah, it was good. But I remember back in those days, in Canada, I don't think anybody took it seriously. And we would tour out west, and there would be these American acts that you would meet coming up from the West Coast, and they'd be there with their resume and their pictures, and then getting up early in the morning and going for a jog, and we'd just be wrecked. It's we'd laugh. And then they were actually trying to get ahead and have a career. What idiots!
Well, it is a different. I find the American showbiz mindset is a lot different than the Canadian showbiz mindset.
Yeah,
and a lot of people that have any of that hunger of ambition generally don't hang out in Canada that long.
Yeah,
because they just see the fact that
Very pointed.
there's opportunities just over that line, based on nothing other than population density. Really,
Yeah.
it's just there's more people to shout your jokes in front of.
Yeah, and I think it's just a different attitude too. I remember we got a chance to do a television show in the States back in the 80s, and we did
Move.
yeah, but we did the show and it went well. And then after we had done the taping, one of the producers come over and they said, "There's just a lineup of people. Can you go over and sign some autographs?" And then, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, people appreciating what you do.
Right. And they go, "Okay, well, we saw you here.
They assume you're big in Canada.
Or you're good. You're gonna be huge."
Yeah.
If people see you here, they think, "You were great," but they don't think you're ever gonna do anything. You're just gonna be a guy. Maybe you'll come back to Sudbury again. We'll see you next year or the year after.
So Kevin,
Yes.
you host a monthly.
Yeah.
Now, do you do a lot of stand-up beyond that?
Not anymore. I used to
Not
do
anymore.
a fair amount.
Yeah.
Before that, I took a long break from it, and then I came back when I started doing the shows. I used to do a show with Scott McCrickard for a couple of years before that, and then, but not really. I don't really. So once in a while, if someone asks me, or I'll do some spots. Like we did a disastrous show in Mount Forest that was no fun a couple of years ago with Liam Kelly. That was horrendous, but
Horrendous, but kind of interesting.
yeah, but it was fun. It's always fun.
I find everybody always looks back on them fondly, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Wasn't that a shit show?
Because you escaped it, right?
Yeah, so true.
I used to remember just sitting around listening to comic tell road stories, be like, "Oh, I can't wait. And you're like, "Oh, wait, you have to live through the story."
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Less fun.
Yeah, the living through it.
A little less fun.
Oops.
A little less fun. Especially if the like Mount Forest isn't close. So that's what I always find disappointing. I don't mind driving an hour and a half to be horribly disappointed by an audience.
Right.
But if I got to put 4 hours into the car, please.
The thing was, my brother.
Listen. Just listen.
The caveat was my brother lives there, right? So but someone had it just a fluke that someone said, "Oh, would you be interested in doing a show in Mount Forest?" I said, "My brother lives there," and so we thought that'd be great.
Yes.
So and of course, so my brother got to be at the disastrous show. That was like us just yelling at the crowd. Please listen.
Are you pro or anti people you know at the show? Like having people you know at the show?
I go back and forth. It kind of depends on the show. Like I'm not too bad with it. I mean,
Yeah.
but like most comics, I don't encourage people to come. Like, I'm not someone who's like, please come to my show. I kind of like to slip in under the radar in case things don't go well.
Right,
Often
sure.
happens, and so I can skulk out where no one knows. There are no witnesses to whatever happened.
Your kids see you?
I don't encourage it. I don't. Because for that very reason, like if it's a terrible show, then it's just painful, but they have seen me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And luckily, usually it goes okay.
I usually, because it's varying degrees of interest out of my kids on whether or not they want to come to a show. Usually it's if I can sell merch because they want a cut of the merch.
Because your daughter was working the show at Joker's.
Yeah.
It's nice to see her there.
And so I'll invite them usually if I think that there's going to be, it's going to be something that I'm proud of.
Right.
But I don't want to invite them for something that's just going to be an awkward evening.
Right. Or you don't know.
Or if I don't know.
How do they react? I'm curious, because I don't have kids, but I mean, how do they react generally? Like after the show, are they like, "That was amazing, Dad," or or they think of you as kind of corny and like I was thinking, your kids are going to think you're kind of corny, or
Depending on their age.
Yeah.
Are teenagers always just
Now they're teenagers, so they get most of it.
Yeah.
They like things that are kind of anything that references what would be an inside joke for them. So something they know about that I'm talking about to the audience, they like because they feel a direct connection to it. They like jokes about themselves, so long as they're not particularly demeaning or whatever.
Mutual friends of ours, James Clark, I was involved with. He did a video shoot. He's a musician. He's in a band, and they did a music video in the keyboard player's backyard. And it was a cool, fun music video. But his teenage kids came to sort of watch for a couple of minutes, and you could tell they were just like, his dad and his music thing. Like, they're very much like just okay.
I'm sure Lenny Kravitz kids get that too.
Yeah, it's whatever, Dad.
In a while,
Like,
he's going to win this pickup. Trust me.
Yeah, no, my kids they seem to enjoy it. Like I said, the few times that they've seen me, it's been okay. So it hasn't been awkward. But I remember like being, oh my God, like back in the 80s when we were doing shows, and my parents would bring their friends. Well, we're going to see my son, and it just horrific.
Yeah, that's
To the point where it's like, I've known these people since I was a child, and this is hugely embarrassing for everyone, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, yeah, your funny story, and here's the Dave Martin story, is when I used to do sketch comedy with Laurie Elliott, and Dave Martin was hosting our show at the Rivoli the one time, and my mother was there with my Aunt Kay, and much older, quite conservative, and Dave used to have this joke about buying a videotape. Remember the big titted ass fuckers, where he says, "You don't know what kind of video you're buying. It's for a kid's party." And he must have said "big titted ass fuckers" 10 times in the joke. And I just looked over at my aunt and my mother, stone faced. And I remember asking my mom, I said, "What do you think of the show?" And she goes, "It's all right, but I didn't like that first guy."
We've all been there when you're trying to wrap up a show and you just try to figure out, oh, what am I going to do so I can talk for 2 minutes and then get the hell out of here, type of thing.
Yeah. I don't mind an awkward end to a show.
Yeah.
No.
If my set has been awkward, I'm like, why? Let's just continue this. Be like, and that was my final joke. Good night, everyone.
So second half, we're eating ribs and it's delicious. There you go.
In the last 45 minutes.
No,
we're good.
We just talk all afternoon, and then hopefully we can pull some footage out of it later. That's really what we're doing. What we need is a plan,
Yes. Yeah.
really, more than anything.
Yeah.
Right?
We talked about that. But,
Well, I think
we
the
need a
big-
plan to get to our plan. It's the
Yeah, that's probably
is the
it.
issue. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think by having this casual style of just kind of having people over, eating ribs, and seeing where the conversation goes, makes for a fun conversation for us. I don't know how it's transmitting for the audience yet.
right,
Right?
we're having a great
I'm sure they will both tell us.
But to be honest, the audience is small enough that they don't garner a very large opinion in what we're doing right now. If the audience was larger, then I'd listen to them.
right. Makes sense.
In the same way that I listen to
Grow.
large people.
This feels like a chicken and an egg kind of thing.
Oh man, I hope we got that chicken stuff.
Let's talk about the lemon and the potatoes, because that
is good.
If we missed out on that, that's the true crime here. No.
Well, that was we were going to have we haven't started I want to say instigating, but that's not the word I'm
Initiate.
Implementing.
initiating. Exactly. See, that's why you're here, George.
Instigate is a little more aggressive.
All of our ideas that we're coming up with yet, we're just kind of like hodgepodging them a little bit. And that was one of the ideas, was the idea that we invite the guest and the guest brings something,
Right.
because it'll, as you mentioned earlier, it'll reveal something about the guest.
right. A surprise side.
And
Side a story.
Right.
Let's see how-
I don't necessarily want to force people to cook, because otherwise we're going to end up with like a lot of bags of cookies from the drugstore across the street.
Right.
Yeah.
Bringing Doritos.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people throwing down a bag of Twizzlers. Huh? I made them myself. I don't have anything against Twizzlers, but I don't know if they go well with ribs.
No.
Everything goes with ribs. And everything goes with Twizzlers.
No, although because it's. Oh, there you go. Was it the Rick Mercer report or the Mercer report?
The Rick Mercer report.
The Rick Mercer report. You guys that was a big show on CBC.
It was.
It was like the kind of show they anchored a bunch of other things around. They launched shows in front of you and behind you and that kind of stuff. And still, every year, you guys had to wait almost until the last minute to know whether or not you were going to be renewed.
It seemed that way, yeah. And I don't know what the kind of the inner machinations of all that was. I don't know if there was some sort of strategy behind that as well, which there might have been. But
From both your producers and the network?
right.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure, but yeah,
I always found that.
We'll let you know at some point in the summer if
Well,
we're coming back.
And I've worked on a bunch of different shows, and that's the expectation: is you wrap your season and then you kind of cross your fingers and hope.
Yeah.
some shows your expectation is, yeah, we'll be back. And some shows they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Well, I think Still Standing got there. I mean, Little Mosque on the Prairie got there for, I think near the end they were wondering, but early days they had a big strong commitment. Corner Gas had a big strong, like Corner Gas was great because it launched after American Idol, built a huge audience in their first season, and then once the audience was there, they were good to go.
Yeah.
A lot of shows are like that. They just, if you can manage to get everybody to see it, you're good.
Yeah.
But the trick is getting people to actually see it the first time.
And we seem resistant in Canada to promote things. You know, like you go to you go to the States and they got like trucks going by with billboards, watch this thing at 7:00. And guess what? After a while, people go, I think I'm going to watch that thing at 7:00 because the truck keeps telling me to, and we just won't do that.
We need a truck.
Canada needs one
Truck in Canada.
You have a budget for truck?
Head on down to Hertz, get ourselves a van.
Show the debaters. The debaters is so good on radio.
Yeah.
The radio version is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
And the TV version, they watered it down and they just made it like it was just.
Well, I think also what happened there was, I think that might have also been a little bit of a sibling rivalry between radio and TV. I don't know if the TV people wanted that to work. And so they shot the TV version of that like a radio show.
Yeah, I know.
And so as a result, it didn't play on TV well.
But they shortened it too. Make it an hour.
Yeah.
Try to make it half an hour because then they shorten the shit out of it. Because the show, I've seen the show live before.
It's wonderful.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean,
The energy is amazing and everything. If you can capture that just on TV, are you kidding?
They should live stream them.
Yeah.
I mean, the live shows do really well all across the country. That show's a staple because it's
And it's truly like Canadian.
simple premise
Great premise.
Comics, yeah.
and silly topics and everybody kind of having fun the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's very light and happy.
Yeah.
And it's a debate without people getting upset at each other, which is
I get
dream a little dream in today's world.
really intense.
Do you really get this?
My nieces and nephews, when they were teenagers, like that was, and even preteens, that was the only thing they cared about. They're like, "Are you going to be on the debaters?" I'm like, "It's just on TV doing stuff." And I'm like, "When are you going to be on the debaters?"
Right.
I'm like, "Why are you such nerds?" Such little nerds. Do you know how cool your uncle is?
Well, there's
Let's over here are the debaters. And I'm like, okay.
I find there's always there's usually a credit of the moment that gives you like legitimacy with the overall crowd. The debaters is one.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly in rural Canada, if you've been on the debaters, they're like, oh, okay, you're in show business. Kill Bill is one right now.
Kill Tony.
Kill Tony, yeah. And I always get the
I
second.
want that credit.
I always get,
Zero interest in that credit.
no, but it's a credit that like I've been asked. I had a server come up to me at a club and look at me like, "You're a comedian?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm on the show tonight." And she goes, "Kill Tony?" Like she was trying to recognize where she recognized me from.
Right.
And I was like, "No, I haven't been on Kill Tony." But that was her first guest, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Video on trial for a long time in Canada.
Right.
Still, people.
Because it was on for so long, and there's like a whole generation that's what they watched every day after school.
Yes. And that's huge, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't go anywhere with like Deborah because people will still come up and be like, "You were so funny on Video on Trial." I was like, "That was
Nikki Payne used to say
amazing."
people would wait outside her house, like teenagers would wait outside her house because she was on that show all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Those associations that you form when you're young with media is so powerful.
I remember golfing with Sean Majumder years ago, and he had done a bunch of stuff on YTV. And that's what he ran into. Is it happened to him in one round of golf, two different foursomes of guys that were probably 19, 20 who had grown up watching him on YTV.
Right.
Like had to approach him to be like, "Oh my God."
Right.
Because it was just, it was like, like for me, it'd be like meeting Mr. Rogers or something. You know what I mean? Like a guy that you saw every single day. I saw more often than my parents.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I've done a couple shows with Bruce McCullough down at the Rivoli.
Oh,
and when people come up after, they're like children. They're just like, it's like, wow, yeah, you're right back at that time when you were 14 watching the show.
Yes, before life had scrubbed all the joy out of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Gordon was saying with Mouth Congress, which was Scott and Paul Bellini, and they did a show like last year in Philadelphia, and Kids in the Hall are bigger in the States than there are here, like they're huge in the States. Like he said, it was like they're playing like Massey Hall style venue and like lineups and autograph seekers. Like he said, it was like crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, it's really sweet.
It's music or comedy, which is more fulfilling?
It was a time I would say instantly music, and now I think comedy. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. You know, I really love I love the creative process.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a very magical thing, and but man, it's just so much fun when you think of something. And I think of things that I think are funny a lot, and mostly on stage are not that funny to other people. But when they are funny, then it's like, oh, that's great.
When you manage to align with the people in front of you, yeah.
I've never thought to ask because I know doing musical comedy, a lot of times you're not going to hear the laughter the same way because there's music going. You know what I mean? Like it's like being in a band. You're not going to hear people laughing or making like because the music like
That's not the
how
problem,
much do you hear. You just never hear the laughter.
Yeah, it's just
But no, it's interesting because you wouldn't hear it the same way. I'm just saying it's like
And also you'd probably be the audience training, like inherent training of an audience when they're listening to music as opposed to when they're listening to comedy. You must be able to know, like you've experienced the level of difference. You know what I mean? Like when you finish a song, everybody just starts clapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's like everyone has kind of a training, and this is how we enjoy music as a group.
that's true.
Isn't that with comedy?
Right, and you also get away with in musical comedy too. You get away with rhyming things, and somehow that passes
Rhymes are
sometimes
fun.
for a joke. Right, rhymes are funny. He rhymed.
Yes.
So it's like,
I do what I've done, like song parodies and stuff on stage. I don't bring an instrument because it's too complicated. But there's definitely those times where I'm like, oh, I have to finish this whole bit now because there's music playing from the DJ. Really, this is not going over well, but I can't just abandon it
You can't.
halfway through because
yeah,
That's the
this is
problem.
a bit.
If you add production to it,
I'm like, oh,
yeah, I'm gonna have to lip sync the entire song
That's right.
because I can't turn the tape off.
yeah.
I gotta do this. I'm committed. Even videos. I'm like, you like this video? Or you don't? Well, please enjoy this video while it runs for another 2 minutes.
I worked with a comic years ago named Reed Rankin,
Oh yeah.
who Reed,
Rankin family?
and no, great guy.
Love
And
the Rankin family.
what he did is he did a bunch of kind of song parody type things. But what he had done is he had boiled it down to the 2 or 3 lines from the song that kind of summed up the whole joke from that song. And so he'd do like 20 of them all in a row for a 5-minute bit, as opposed to having to do the whole song.
And I don't like doing the whole song.
Well, it was kind of brilliant because he had, and so he just had the background music was queued up, and he just rolled through them. You remember this one from weddings or whatever, and celebrate good times, celebrate a union, gonna last about a year, that kind of thing, right? Because the marriage is gonna break up and all that kind of thing. But it was what I admired about it is he had like removed all of the. He had found a way to not have to do the whole song and to crank out 60 of these jokes in a very short period of time, as opposed to dragging it out. Because a lot of people they'll just do the one song as a thing.
I hate doing the whole song.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Because he wasn't necessarily a musical act. That was just another aspect of his show.
That's right.
But it was also a time where I think people had kind of more production value within their stand-up show
Oh yeah.
back then. Do you know, like in the 80s and even into the 90s, there was more people using props, there was more people using sound effects or funny gags, or
Yeah.
I find now it's just jeans, t-shirt, and what do you do for a living?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there was a lot more. We were talking about clothes before. I think there was a lot more dressing up guys would all
Yeah.
be in that.
Show clothes.
Yeah, show clothes. Exactly. Yeah.
I worked with a few acts early days that they were like carrying around their show clothes all day. Like they wouldn't put on their pants before the show type of thing.
Bob Keel.
Bob Keel?
Bob Keel would change from one wrinkled gravy-stained shirt into another equally wrinkled gravy-stained shirt that was on a hanger. He's like, "This is my show shirt." Like, it's
I think we've covered everything.
we've covered
All right.
everything we needed to cover.
Yes.
No, once again, we ignore that. I like having this
Yeah, and ignoring it.
and ignoring it.
It's fine.
Makes me feel safe.
Well, it just makes you feel like you have something you can ignore.
See,
That's it. I think we've pretty much
Missions.
done everything.
Great.
Yeah. We're still.
You know what we need to work
still
on?
rolling.
Endings. I like to just slowly fade
We
out.
should, yeah, maybe we should, we should do some,
One by one, get up to the table.
we should do some wafer thin mints.
Oh, wafer thin.
Wafer thin. Do some wafer thin mints, and perhaps shots.
Shots of
Shots.
mints.
Well, when we move into the evening format, I think we'll probably add a booze component.
Perfect. Yeah.
What's really weird is when you hit the record button, it turns from red to black. So you have the impression that it's actually not recording.
So
Maybe-
I
maybe that's
prefer
why.
when there was a little man who would crank the film and life was simple.
An aging Jew just turning the wheel.
And the women were quiet and you would just give them pills when they got all uppity.
Oh, Valium.
Chick,
Eh?
man.
The days of Valium.
Oh.
My mom was apparently a heavy Valium patient.
I'm not surprised.
No, yeah, she was a very heavy Valium patient, which I only found out like fairly comparatively recently. My dad waited until my mom actually passed away before he started bad talking her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they were divorced for forever.
Yeah.
But he actually managed to, I think he was divorced for her for over 50 years without really saying that much bad things about her.
Very classy. I don't think it was classy of him to put like pill popper on her headstone. I thought that was a little passive aggressive and petty.
It's a little bit bad.
But at least he waited
He did
until she
wait.
was gone.
It was very nice. It was a good lesson.
It was a very good lesson.
Yeah. Live longer, you'll get to speak your piece.
Yeah. You get the last word if you're the last one alive.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was a great episode, Chuck Berner.
It was a great episode. Good company,
Good company, good
delicious
ribs,
ribs,
good format. I like the dry and then the wet. I like it.
zesty potatoes.
Zesty potatoes.
Zesty potatoes. I did not see lemon in the potatoes coming.
No.
I didn't see that.
I had that one moment where I was like, oh, there's something.
I didn't know what, and
I
it
wasn't
was
sure if I was happy about it.
no, but it was
I was
um,
very happy about it.
it was and you guys made the comparison to Greek potatoes,
Yes.
which I had not made the association. Once you said Greek potatoes, I recognized the flavor.
Yes, my brain works much faster.
Obviously, because I had not made the connection, but it was
There was also a large hair in mine, which also gave me the Greek a lot faster.
a Greek feel.
A little Greek feeling. Yeah, I was like, this feels like a lady's mustache.
Coarse, sturdy hair. sturdy female mustache hair.
This feels like a lady mustache hair, which is the strongest. It was the strongest hairs.
Lady mustache.
Lady
hair?
mustache.
Not the chin.
Oh, that one, that which,
Yeah.
If it's out of a mole, it's no good. But if it's just free
Just
range,
a straight up.
oh,
Yeah.
that's my favorite. There's a lady with one, like rocking one.
It's the kind of thing when you clip it with the scissors and you can feel the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a good time.
so much lighter.
It is so much lighter. So we should remind people to please subscribe to the show
Yes.
at Preparing to Podcast. We are on YouTube. We are on TikTok. We have an Instagram account at Preparing to Podcast. I am Chuck B. Jokes Online. Dr. Ted Morris right next to me. He's legitimately a doctor.
Legitimately, sort of a dog.
Non-practicing. Like me with my Judaism, which I don't believe in.
It's not like I'm a chiropractor. I'm a more legitimate doctor than a chiropractor.
Well, but if you were a chiropractor, think of all the hits you'd get online with your nutritional advice, which you have no training in
No,
as a
it's fine.
chiropractor.
But it all started with ghosts. Once you look into that, have you looked into the history of chiropractic?
Is it about ghosts?
Yeah. It starts with ghosts.
I don't question it too much.
But it does. You're like, does it start with spines? They're like, no. It starts with ghosts. Then they move into spines.
Really?
Yeah, we'll cover that next week.
Okay, I would like to
with my
actually.
chiropractic friend,
I'll be on it.
Dr. Ron.
I equate is chiropractic an Eastern medicine?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's-
See, because I equated in my head as an Eastern medicine because of acupuncture and acupressure and all that stuff.
No, we're able to come up with our own horse shit. Just
Well, I don't think the
easily.
Eastern medicine is horseshit. Like the
Some of it
acupuncture.
actually is. They
Well-
think that horse shit has a lot of medicinal benefits.
Yeah, just to put on your nose right here.
I mostly wanted the accent to come back. That's what I was really aiming for with that.
It's the only reason I go to Chinatown is so that I can enjoy the accent. All right, it's musical, it's lovely, and it makes me giggle. All right, and yeah, occasionally I'll do it. Sometimes right to their face. I don't care if it's somehow wrong that I'm enjoying my life. All right, I'm enjoying my life. Dee Mao, if you don't like it. All right, just Dee Mao, which means move along.
In Vietnamese.
In Vietnamese, yes. All part of my Southeast Asian cultural melting pot where everybody's the same.
Yeah.
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 Vietnamese, Cambodian, Laos, you're all the same to me. Indonesian even, although,
They're way out in the water.
well, yeah, they're
So,
trailing out gently to Java. That's where coffee comes from, you know.
it's one of the places.
I would assume if the place is named Java, that it's coffee related.
Yeah, just like the country of Juan Valdez.
It's Colombia. Colombia, by the way. Soon, by the time we do our next episode, probably will have been invaded by the United States of America.
Let's see what happens.
That's something we should keep track of. We should probably do a hot ticket on what's next, Greenland or Cuba. Flip a coin and find out. We'll be back next week to see where they've invaded next. That's good. We can do a running tally of countries that have said no thanks to America taking over.
Yeah, I'll start. No thanks.
No thanks. It's a hard no. I had an American actually message me after they did their thing in Venezuela. I had an American message me saying, hey, are the Canadians interested at all in coming and kidnapping our leader who's committed war crimes? And hard no.
Hard
Hard
no.
no. I told him he was going to have to take out his own garbage.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what's really weird is our garbage here in Toronto actually gets shipped to the United States. Yeah.
Isn't it ironic?
It is. It is.
Big.
It gets shipped to Buffalo. You know why?
No one
Because
notices.
nobody notices.
No one notices.
Nobody notices. You can ship an entire extra cities of garbage into Buffalo, and everyone's like, nope, seems right.
Finally, a legitimate reason for this smell.
That was
Their sign, welcome to Buffalo. Finally, a reason for the smell.
okay. But
And on that note,
that's all. That's it. On that note, thanks for watching.
see you next week.